Welcome to the Well Podcast. The intro is now a little longer so we can sit here and contemplate our life choices. I, am here with Darkwave as usual, and we're here to talk about a few things, even though we are so late when it comes to certain things. But hey, it's better now than never.
It's your fault, sir, not mine.
I'm not blaming anybody. I didn't blame anybody. What? Are you guilty?
No,
All right
I'm
then.
never guilty.
Calm that down before we fight. And when I say fighting, I mean I'm not about to catch a flight all the way over there just to, fist fight you there. And my opening fist fight, I let you hit me, then call the police. That. Oh my God, he gave me a black eye. I'm suing that guy.
Well, you knew not to do this over the weekend because Elden Ring.
Yeah, you're fucking nuts.
Listen, man. All right, I was up. I would say I probably put 50 hours into this game over the weekend in 3 days. Okay?
Yeah.
My brain was mush. My head was hurting, and my cheeks were round. Okay.
I have no idea what to say about that.
Bosses, man.
Yeah, the bosses are so far, like I said, while this DLC is great, it has some qualities about this DLC that genuinely have me agitated. Like, prime example, you can't just level up. You have to do so much just to be able just to even fight some of the bosses. The main attraction boss, his hitboxes are worse than Dark Souls 2 boss, like Sir Alon. And yeah, there's just a lot of the bosses in that DLC are just broken and busted, and there's nothing you can do about it besides go gather what's it called. But as my cousin pointed out, there was like it's artificial because all you have to do is just go running around, get a map, grab every last one of them, and then you're powerful enough to fight bosses and stuff. Which doesn't make sense to me, but yeah, I completely agree with him after I fought
It's funny.
Mesmer.
Have you fought the dragon?
Which one? The one on top of the mountain?
Yeah, the main one, the actual important one.
Which one's the important one?
Do you want to know?
Yeah.
Bale.
Yeah, I fought him for 2 seconds and he threw me and I died and I ran away from him.
If I told you
Mm-hmm.
that me on my dragon girl, Cobbs, I beat him on my mate.
Yeah.
Me and my dragon girl, who had at the time 3 shadow level.
Uh-huh.
My little old mimic had 1 shadow level.
Uh-huh.
Went in there and actually beat that boss. Would you believe me?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. The shadow level is kind of it helps.
It helps, but it's also just annoying. But like I said, I ran in there. I ran in there co-op. I let myself get summoned to another person, and he grabbed me and threw me, and I died immediately. So what I did was I said, I'm gonna go ahead and wait. Getting up there was just me exploring, and I got there, and I'm like, oh wow, it's a dragon with 1 fucking leg. That's pretty cool, you know.
Well, you know that's the one that fucked up Plasudasax.
Yeah, that is the one that fucked up Plasudasax. But there's also other sack dragons down there, and I was like, how many dragons of this man's clan did he have?
Oh, I mean, there's a shit ton of dragons. It's just he was
Of the one clan?
I mean, can't win them all, right?
Whatever. That man probably, I'm glad not a lot of them aren't his kids, because that'd be fucking weird. I'd be like, yo, how did you get it in that much?
Well, when you're a dragon, you probably have multiple kids at one time. Who knows, man?
True, that makes sense. But speaking of games, so far I've been enjoying it. I purposely have been taking it slow because I've also been playing Dragon Age Origins. Finally getting to that. But yeah, so far I've been enjoying it. What do you? Speaking of Elden Ring, you just see the backlash it's receiving because it's too hard.
I mean, I've seen it.
Yeah. Yeah. So apparently,
That's why I agree with it.
Yes. Yes. You use
I'm gonna give this in two different type of ways. There's a soul community out there that does not mind using spirit summons, which is the little bell that you use in the game.
Oh yeah, no, I love my best friend, which is the
I
mimic.
don't know, and there's nothing wrong. You know, this what I mean. There's two types of people.
Yeah, it's my best
People
friend.
who will use a tool in the game that they had to work hard to level up and get right and all this other shit,
Mm-hmm.
and does not mind using them because it is a tool in the game that Miyazaki has given us. And on the other hand, you have those who don't use them, which is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
But then they want to be elitist about people who use them.
It's just fucking weird.
Yeah. Now, do I prefer spirit summons? I mean, like I said, I will use them. I don't go into a fight immediately summoning. I'll try a fight a couple of times just to see what it is. But I have no shame using a spirit summon in a boss fight. I don't use them against mobs. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, that'd be pointless. But it helped me with one of the ghost dragons.
Yeah, I mean, again, a boss, fine. But I think for those people, is the DLC too hard? I don't think the DLC is too hard per se. I think the DLC has just a lot of shit that's just not fun. It's like I was telling to you before we went on air.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting here spamming 10 moves at a time in like these rapid fire attacks, only to just be able to hit one time, to me, is not fun. They want you to nickel and dime all these bosses.
Yeah,
that to me is not fun.
Yeah, no.
If you're a person who summons, who does not bother with summoning, I will still say the DLC is harder than the base game. Millennia aside, I think Millennia. But if you're a person who don't summon, like at all,
yeah,
then this will probably be that game that'll probably take you to the limit in terms of difficulty, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're probably also not grabbing all the shadow tiers, the shadow fragments that you need. So you combine, you don't summon, which for those who say summoning may not be intended, I mean, if summoning was not intended, Miyazaki would not have put a summoning level in the Erdtree area.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like these bosses in this game were designed for summoning. Yes, people can beat it without summoning. I mean, you've seen Kai Sen or whatever the fuck his name beat the game without summoning.
Yeah.
It can be done. But they have tooled the game into such a way to where you might want to use your little bell. Again, I would say I used Mimic for a few. Most times I would use my bird, which my bird just gives me a damage buff. And I would say 2 or 3 of the bosses in this, I didn't even summon at all. Didn't have to. But I will say it's hard. I don't know if it's too hard. Again, Kai Sent just beat it, and he's never played a Souls game in his fucking life. It took him a long ass time. He was stuck on fucking the last boss forever. I won't say names. But it can be done. But a lot of people don't have that type of attention span. So I think it goes both ways. You know, the base game in this doesn't feel fair all the time. I mean, the DLC doesn't feel fair all the time, or at least the base game did feel fair.
Yeah.
Even Millennia, Millennia is the hardest boss in the base game, but she's literally the hardest boss because of one move.
And her healing properties. But
even her healing properties aren't as bad.
Yeah.
They're bad, but they're not
fair. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, she's fair. Like you get a moment to heal. You can do a string of attacks. She staggers pretty decently. She doesn't have like all the time 10 attacks just wailing on you at all times. She's fair in my eyes. It's just her one move. She's a one move boss. Without
Yeah,
that one move,
the waterfowl dance, I believe it's called.
yeah, without that one move, I'd have probably beat her just as fast as I beat Mesmer.
Hmm.
Mesmer, people say Mesmer's harder than Millennia.
No, he's not. He's just
No,
annoying.
because again, can he, Millennia? Let me play this. On the surface, he's harder, but you'll probably die to Millennia more because of one fucking move.
That and Millennia's second form has Scarlet Rot, so it's you got to be more careful with Millennia. Millennia is
Yeah.
more dangerous by the fact that one, her first form, she can literally get all her health back if you're not careful and you dodge the proper amount of attacks. Other than that, if she does one waterfowl dancer, you're just blocking like an idiot. She's gonna get back her health. Two, in her second phase, the very second it starts, she does the attack, in which if you're still in that flower, you're dead immediately. Or if she does the waterfowl dance in that form, she's gonna heal and hit you with Scarlet Rot. So you gotta learn, one, how to dodge her properly, two, to move out the fucking way of certain attacks, and three, you gotta also be mindful of what's happening on the screen. Other than that, she's still staggerable in both the forms, which makes it fair, and half the builds work on her properly. Even if you don't summon, like I generally just had my mimic and we fought her. I genuinely, for Millennia, I was like no summoning because that's the thing. I was like certain boss I will never summon for, and she was that boss. Mesmer, while Mesmer is a cool boss fight, Mesmer just has a couple of things that are borked. His hitboxes don't make no sense. This man stabbed me, and I streamed this shit. He stabbed me when his spear was here, and I was here, and it still hit me. And I'm looking at my screen like, wait, did he just hit me from like a mile away? That doesn't make any sense. And two, when he did his grab attack, he does his grab attack with his left fucking hand. He runs at you and he does this. I am already over here behind him. The spear touched the back of my foot, and then my character instantaneously slid from behind Mesmer to the front and got stabbed.
Yes!
Two, he has the fire thing. So most of his attacks, he already sets his spear on fire, which instantaneously takes off health regardless, unless you have a fully leveled up magic shield for fire or have a fire talisman, which I had to go get that stupid rock facing joint just to be able to survive his combo attacks, which he has a very large set of combo attacks where he does the spin around joint and he stabs like a million times. And mind you, all this is on fire, so you're losing health. And he confusingly, which is dumb as hell, when he stabs the ground, either you have a chance of him exploding it with the spears or not doing that, which is confusing because the game, there's no tell to be like, okay, he's about to explode it now, or he's not going to explode it. I've seen it like 3 times where I could easily whip his ass after he stabbed the ground. But it's like, okay. And again, in the second form, his hitbox is even worse because a giant snake is just like, kink, kink. Like, wait, what? The head is all the way over there. What are you doing, game? The fuck?
Dodging the snake wasn't too bad for me. Surprise.
Oh, no. The second form, once I got the rock shield, the talisman to reduce damage, and I summoned Horn Nest, I beat his ass that very same journey. And I was like, okay. But literally, if I'm going like this, right? And the snake already bypassed me. And the snake is like all the way over, like a mile away from me, like literally across the arena. And then my character goes, and then my stamina going down. I'm like, how did he just hit me from over here? They need to kind of patch him a little bit, just a little bit, reduce his hitboxes. That don't make no sense. And then, for the love of God, if another boss is able to grab me without grabbing me, I'm actually going to fly and slap Miyazaki and tell him, don't do them Dark Souls 2 shits. Because that's that Sauron shit. When Sauron can hit you with the hilt of his sword, then you magically suck to the tip of his blade and you get stabbed. I hate that.
Hey, man,
the hippo grabbed me. The lion grabbed me. The lion grabbed me with the back of the lion. I was so fucking mad when he grabbed me. I was looking at my game like, what? Oh, the giant golem? That's the one that had me actually almost fucking cut the game off and delete it. Because he said, now mind you, he's already done grabbing. And then he's putting his arm down. And then next thing you know, I'm like, oh my God. And I'm dead. Great.
Hey man, if it makes you feel better.
What?
Fuck that boss.
Yeah. Mesmer is a cool concept. Don't get me wrong, he was very cool, and not gonna tell me otherwise. But all the bosses in before the DLC in the OG game are crafted in a way that I don't hate 95% of them. Hell, even Radon is great. That man is crafted in a way that if you're not paying attention, you're just gonna die. But he also doesn't just immediately go, see if you can attack me now.
I mean that's the issue, and that's my issue with this the DLC in general. It's like I said, most of these bosses are nickel and dimes. 10 attacks, you get 1. I don't want to sit here and fight Radon for like fucking or anybody. Not Radon. What's his name? Mesmer. I don't want to fight Mesmer for like fucking 40 minutes because I'm doing 1 attack. 1 attack.
Do not get me started on that goddamn East Mausoleum. That East Mausoleum, out of the 4 of them, I didn't go to the North one yet. Out of the 3 that I fought, was the worst. The East Mausoleum.
Which one is that again?
Rakashaka or whatever the fuck her name is.
Oh, fuck him.
That's a her.
I had to parry him, man.
Dog, I don't have a parrying shield because I'm like, okay, I didn't think I would need it in this game because of how I'm set up. I have 2 builds at the same time, gravity, blood, and ice. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna need it. Next, I get to this boss, and then I'm like, okay, and she attacks King. Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, you're not stopping the attacks. Do you not have stamina? And then I'm like, oh, you're able to do the weapon special ability and attack immediately after. That actually doesn't make any sense.
Staggering, man.
No staggering. Right? So I said, fuck it. That's when I broke. I summoned somebody. And whoever was behind her just kept backstabbing her. And she would get up, turn around to the other person, backstab. Get up, other person, backstab. Get up, other person, rivers of blood, and then backstab. And I was like, I don't have time for this anymore because I literally fought her like 4 times, and I was like, hey, yo, the dude at the Western Mausoleum at least stopped. Okay? He stopped, did the jump with his crossbow, shot at you, stopped for a second, backed up, moved away, then ran at you, and then tried to attack you. She, on the other hand, was just like, oh, I don't have to stop attacking. The fucking South one, the dancer lady, you're like, okay, this one is easy as shit, but at least she paused and moved around because she had the little joint to stab you. You're like, okay, cool. She stopped, she moved around, but this motherfucker was just...
I mean, that move was... I mean, granted, I love the move, man. When I get pissed off with enemies, man, I bring out the Great Katana.
Yo, Great Katana is great, but you have a stamina bar, so you can't do it forever. The boss can. So it's almost like, what is happening right now? The Great Lion can also continuously attack in this loop. You're like, what?
Yeah, that shit was annoying.
Yeah, the lion, the hippo was easy, but the hippo also was able to attack me. Like,
Fuck the hippo.
Look, first of all, the thing that fucked me up, say this is me, and the hippo's facing this way. The hippo was able to attack me by doing this, almost breaking its own neck to attack me from behind it. And I'm looking at my screen like, can a hippo realistically turn his head completely around to attack somebody from behind?
Yes.
And then I saw the headshot quills. I was like, okay, this is unique. Busted, but this is unique. And I'm like, okay. The one thing I disliked about a lot of enemies in Dark Souls 2, the rotating mechanic where you can run around, lock on and run around, and hopefully somebody attacks. I hate when the enemies have a built-in countermeasure because it just doesn't make any sense to me. I hate that shit. I get it when dragons have that countermeasure because they have tails and they're big as shit. And like, okay, what else are we gonna do with dragons if they don't have the countermeasure of rotating behind them as they attack? I get it. A lot of enemies should not have an attack to be able to get behind them.
What you mean, man? We get hurt by the dust cloud, man.
The Flame Knights, honestly, can go to hell. Yes, you can easily stun lock them with the anvil hammer thing, I fucking at least do it at least every time I'm in that damn Shadow Keep. I hate them. This
I mean, that's because you're. See, that's the thing, man. You fucking strength builds, man, out there. You fucking strength builds, man.
I know, but I could stun lock him with the
You know
hammer.
us Dex builds with the fucking dual backhand blades or the fucking Rivers of Blood when they just look at us like.
I also use the River of Blood, but they look at you like, this hurts.
They just like
Ow.
this. I mean, that's because they fucked Rivers too. Oh no. Wild Fang, what happened? Well, guys, it's like I'm in charge now. You're with me. You're with me, man. I don't know what happened here with Wild Fang. He just up and disappeared. I do not know what happened. And the fact that we're live.
That Cox. I love him.
What happened?
I don't know. It just kicked me off. But as I was saying, I use Radon swords. I use the throwing knife, and I use the hammer. And then, sometimes I'll alternate between the hammer and the fist. Them shits are vicious. What bugs me is them motherfuckers, if you don't unlock them, they can, like, you'll literally be looking like you're playing an MMO because you'll be attacking through each other the whole time. Either you're going to die or they're going to die. There is no in the middle. There is no killing each other. One of you is going to die. I've even attacked one with the Rivers of Blood once, and I said, let me see what happens. Man, I don't feel like switching with Rivers of Blood. I'm like, you motherfucker is still attacking me in the middle. Huh?
Eleanor's pole blade.
I got that. I got the other drink too. The light great sword is possibly one of the greatest weapons I've seen added to the game.
Yes, I like the light gray swords, but my favorite weapon in the DLC is obviously backhand blades.
Backhand blades are okay. They're okay.
I don't like the other two. They're kind of whatever.
The ring blades and the dancer's blades. Like I said, the backhand blades.
That was just a waste. 2 ring weapons as your backhand blades. I think that was.
I like the throwing knives. I do like that hammer. That hammer is fucking great.
Throwing knives. I don't like the range on them.
Hey, the range for me doesn't matter. Granted, I did think at first, I was like, wait, do they have to be within striking distance for them to be effective? And I'm like, okay, let me see how far I can go. They can go pretty far. The throwing knives are great. The perfume bottles are fucking epic. I was like, hey, yo, this is busted. And the fist hand-to-hand combat, I was just like, yo, let me max these weapons out. And I've just been kicking and punching motherfuckers all day. Yes. Shooting Hadoukens. But like I said, my only issue, I'm about to also go complete the dark light sword. I'm about to go get the light version. So
I got the dark one.
Yeah, I'm about to go get the light one. I just gotta find the shrine, and I already looked it up where it is, so I'm gonna go get it because I don't have time.
I left a message there, man. You might see my message, man.
On the light one or the dark one?
The light one, man.
Oh yeah, all right.
It says, cool. "Behold, running." I put it right where you need to be.
Oh yeah, of course. Hopefully, I'll see it. I'll give you a positive message.
Someone gave me a positive message for it. Surprising.
But so far, I've just been agitated about certain things about the DLC. While again, it is top 10 things I've played this year.
Like this. I coined this. I said it's their best and worst DLC.
Yes, that is actually the greatest thing to say. It is the best worst DLC they have.
And like, I know people don't like the fragments and
that part,
and all that stuff. I understand it. I get it. I do. But they wanted to give us the feeling of. I get both. I get the developers and I get us as gamers.
Yeah.
When they came out with the DLC, I'm sure they wanted us to have the same emotion, the same feeling of when we first turned on Elden Ring.
Yeah.
And they wanted us to have that so we wouldn't, by now, the DLC took 2 years.
Yeah.
By now, most people had their main characters jacked to the gills.
Mm-hmm.
ready, willing, and able to clobber anything of sorts, whether in a new game +7 or whatever. So
Yeah.
they made the system so we basically wouldn't go in there and then just dominate their game.
Yeah.
The only issue with the shadow things is replayability. I think, personally, I did not mind in my first playthrough. Other playthroughs with other characters or whatever, kind of an issue. But I understand why they did it. Do I like it? Again, first playthrough had no issues. The second playthroughs, however, I might start seeing a little bit of fatigue with it.
Yeah, it got like it makes it non-replayable, which is not something you really want in a DLC. You really want to be able to you really want your game to be replayed. Elden Ring is clearly replayable.
Well, they're
Dark
replayed.
Souls 1, 2, 3. It's
People
replayable.
they're just gonna hate the fact that they gotta get these fucking shadows to do what they need to do.
Exactly. And I'm like, yo, I don't want to. Like, I'm sorry, but once I beat this, because I always wait until DLCs before I do Game Plus. Once I beat this, I'm probably not going to replay the DLC portion. Yes, I want to get the other opposite sword, so I may want to get the the dark sword, so I can dual wield them. But
funny enough, do you know how many bosses you actually need to beat in the DLC?
no, 3.
Yep. You can skip the lion. You can skip. I'm not going to say boss names in the interest of spoilers. Castle Enos. You can skip 90% of the Shadow Keep. And that's it. You literally can go from the back half of Shadow Keep. We already said his name, so I'll say his name. Mesmer. To the boss after Mesmer. And then the final boss.
What the hell is the boss after Mesmer?
Don't want to say because of spoilers.
Oh. Makes sense.
But
I don't know yet.
Exactly, that's what I'm not saying.
I fought the guy on the horse. I'm just saying horse. It's clearly not a horse.
The guy on the horse?
Yeah, the commander.
Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, I don't want to fight him.
Fuck you, Orphan of Cost. Yeah, I didn't think I know who that was from Soft.
Yeah, a lot of the bosses are pretty much emulations of old bosses.
How about you make him parryable? Like Orphan of Cost, you fucking cucks. Garbage.
Yeah, a lot of bosses have
I love the lore there. I love the lore there in that area, but fuck that boss.
You know what area I don't like? The Abyss. No, just no. Just no.
Oh man. You know what that area remind me of playing of, man?
What?
It remind me of playing Genshin Impact.
Really?
For one reason.
Why?
Genshin Impact has no mounts. You gotta run everywhere, man.
That area, as soon as he was just like, "Oh, I'm disappearing," I was like, "What?" And he was like, "It's afraid of something." I'm like, oh, "What are you afraid of?" And the next thing you know, them joints walking in the joint, dog. I was like, "Hey, yo."
Did you enjoy playing Metal Gear Solid, man?
No, I did not.
Funny enough, if you invade someone there and you aggro the those things, they won't come after you. It'll go after the host. Brutal.
That's
I want to invade there just because, man. I will legit run right to them and just aggro them just to see the host get destroyed.
That's actually annoying. Like, the ones that caught me off guard, though, was the one in the fucking dark part of the forest where you can't see. And I'm like, okay, let me run over here. Obviously, they light up.
I snuck 90% of that forest. Until I saw a big house, and I just gun it for it. I'm tired of this fucking place, man. I hate that fucking shit.
There's a big house.
Remind me how much I love Tor.
There's a horse? I mean, there's a house?
Mesmer, man. Look at Mesmer. Look at him. Look up.
Mesmer's cool. Like I said, he's cool. Second form, kind of confusing. I don't know if he's actually related to the goddamn family, which
Yeah,
his
that's
red hair.
America's son, sir.
Okay, so that now means she has like 9 kids, all of which you
We
fight
don't
now.
know who his kids are.
We do. Her
No.
kids? No. What's his name's kids are obviously Melania and Mikola.
Okay.
Radon and
No.
fucking
So the how it goes is you have America and Godfrey.
yeah.
They had Godwin
I know that.
and
He's dead.
the two omens.
Yeah.
Margot and Margaret.
Because they're twins and one stayed and one left.
Someone, yeah. And then you had Radagon, who is America. He got with Renala. They
And
had Ronnie,
Ronnie.
Rykard, Radon.
Yeah.
And then he left her,
It went back to
became an asexual basically. And
after the
Mikola,
Elden Beast fused them. Hey,
yeah,
Shadow
and
Devil.
They had Mikola
Mhm.
and Melania.
And obviously Mesmer at this point.
Mesmer, we don't know when he was born.
Who the
He
fuck
has
is
red
his
hair.
dad? Yes, so that
He
means
might, but see,
what's his name is his dad.
Yeah, Radagon.
Yeah, that has to mean that because all the
Well,
ones with red
then-
hair, Radagon, whatever the fuck his name is,
The
his
question,
father.
but then the question is, why did he not have any inflictions?
He did. Look, did you look at his face?
That's not an affliction, though. What was?
Look at his body. It was almost reminiscent of Melania. Where her, she looks fucked up. I haven't seen Mikola yet.
Melania has rot. She had the rot god and born into her.
Yeah.
That's why she looks like that.
Yeah.
Mikola was tortured with internal youth. He couldn't get older. He was internal childhood.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Mesmer's? That's what I mean. Because
But
the
you
reason
clearly tell
apparently
he's
the
infected
reason
with
why they
something.
had the inflictions.
Yeah.
The reason why they had the inflictions is because of the parents being
Yeah, the
basically
Elden
the same
Beast.
person.
Actually, it's because of the Elden Beast fused them together after they had the kids.
Either way.
Yeah. The Elden, because she tried to fucking fuck with the Elden, beast, and he's like the god of the world, and he was like, "Oh, for real? Y'all are
So
fused
if
now.
Mesmer
Congratulations."
if Mesmer is Mikola and Melania's brother, then he got raped, as he should. And Mikola, fuck him.
I haven't seen him yet.
Just fuck me. I'm just talking
Okay,
about you.
so yeah, Mesmer is the second son.
Second son of who?
Marika and Radagon. So who's the fucking first son?
There's
Oh,
America and Radagon?
yeah.
There is no first. Mikola and Melania are twins.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Millennia is older.
They're twins.
I gotta triple check that.
Yes, they're twins.
Mesmer.
You gotta remember, he has internal childhood.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh no, my bad. I misread it. So yeah, he's the son. He looks like he's older.
So he would be their firstborn.
He was afflicted at birth with a dark and malevolent snake. I knew it. Yeah, he's also afflicted.
He'd have been their firstborn.
Yeah.
And then they would have had Melania and Mikola at some point.
Yeah.
She's still here.
Yeah, she casted him out. Yeah, so she casted him out once he was done with his usefulness.
There's still so many questions.
Damn. But yeah, he got inflicted with the snake. That's why the snake is like damn near infused with him.
So he just has a snake fetish.
No, that's the evil snake, sir.
So what's it do to him?
I don't know. We all we know is he obviously is fused with it.
Yeah. Well, let's like this. He doesn't have seemingly until I probably had to look up some more and read some more like notes or whatever. But in turn, right now, he does not have a actual ailment that we
He,
like
he
that like
does.
crippled him.
It's the eternal snake.
I'm talking about that crippled him.
None of them are essentially crippled.
Millennia is kind of.
She got blinded and immediately learned from the other blind swordsman how to be a
If
boss.
it wasn't for Mikola, her ass would have been dead.
True. Regardless, she's a boss.
Yeah, and that's an affliction. That's like she had to have like special training to survive the shit she had to go through.
Yeah.
Mikola just was a child all his life.
Yeah, I do see that. But yeah, essentially, he was that snake is not really good for him, so that's why he's so skinny and pale. But his hair stays exactly the same.
And by the way, man, hey, Moog, man, you beat the allegations, Moog. You beat the allegations.
Who?
Moog.
Moke?
The blood dude. He beat the allegations. You'll see when you see.
What allegations?
Of basically having his way with Mikola, trying to, where the fuck.
Nah, dog. That was the body, and people say he tried to have his way. I was like, obviously he's talking about his blood. He gave him his blood. Like, get out of here, bro.
Mikola is.
That's
Millennia was right, man. Millennia was right, man. Mikola is the most powerful person. All because he says he'll keep his promise.
Okay. Also, where the fuck is the shadow joint? Is it behind the tree or is it another version of the tree? I'm confused.
Funny enough, you can go there in the beginning of the game.
Huh?
Did you ever go to the dancing line? Did you ever check that door that was closed?
Yeah.
And you ran up the stairs?
Yeah.
That's the place. That's the end of the game. That's a little spoiler for you, buddy.
You run up the stairs and then you go to the Shadow Keep?
No. So if you go to the dancing lion,
yeah,
there's a
yeah.
That room. Up those stairs is like this building you can't get into.
Yeah.
Last part of the game.
Oh, okay. How do you get in there? No, whatever. I'll find out at some point. But moving on, like I said, we literally went on a tangent, but yes, apparently it is.
It's Elden Ring, man. We can talk about Elden Ring for an entire podcast.
Yeah, it's too hard, so it's getting shut down for a little bit, or downvoted for a little bit, and it's really kind of hilarious to me that a lot of people are like, yeah. Oh shit. Moving on.
I'm gonna say something to Great Soul, so I'm gonna mute my mic, but keep talking. I'm still here.
Yeah, moving on. Apparently, Dragon Age Veilguard is not getting the love that it is supposed to. A lot of people are not really happy with it. So far, from what I can see, a lot of people are saying it looks, even Spirit was like, it just looks too cartoonish. It doesn't take, it looks like Fortnite. That's what she said. It looks like a Fortnite ripoff. It looks too high in tone versus something that is, at the end of the world or something that's world-ending implications. And I actually agree with her as a person who finally just now started playing Dragon Age. Every time he's not playing Elden Ring, it just doesn't make any sense to me. It looks like it's not something that should be really good with it. But hopefully the gameplay and everything does increase with Dragon Age Veilguard.
That's that new one, right?
Yeah.
The combat looked interesting.
Yeah. Spirit's here. I guess
a wild spirit has appeared.
Yeah.
Now, you want to be a basic trainer?
Yes.
Shut up. Anywho,
I'm a bug catcher on Route 2.
Epic red thing or lance?
Nah. Nope. I am a bug catcher on Route 2, and I have 6 metapods.
Yeah, so when people walk by, you just attack them?
You're youngster Joey.
Yeah,
right.
Hey,
I am youngster Joey, yep.
So people just walk by, you just run fades for no reason?
No, she's
Yep.
that one trainer that everyone tries to go around. They hit them. They always move, but as soon as you get behind them, she turns right to you.
Ugh. Anywho, Spirit, we'll just talk about Dragon Age Veilguard. What is your opinions on that one? Because you're not the only one that feels the way you feel.
Oh, is that the title? I thought it was Dragon Age, Overwatch, Fortnite. That's what I thought the title was.
Oh, no.
Because that's what it looks like. I don't know. Again, we are in the era of games not being what they used to. Not trying to sound old, but I'm like a little fuddy duddy. But even if I see like one more trailer or something else, this is not going to be a day one purchase for me. I have lost trust and faith in BioWare and EA, and this is not the same BioWare from Origins. So, or even this
BioWare doing this?
Yeah, it's BioWare, bro. It's not the same though. They left
it's
that.
not
A
the
lot of
same
people left
as Origins.
that one game that came out that I don't want to talk about no more. Yeah, man.
Yeah, so I don't. It wouldn't be a day one. Like if you game flat it, that'd probably be the way I'll play it, or wait till like I don't know to see other stuff. But this is not going to be a day one purchase for me.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying the same thing. From what I saw, there's a lot of down votes and people just like this just looks dumb. It doesn't make any sense. These guys have like they're making it seem like it's a Marvel movie intro instead of like, you know, it's the end of the world right now. From what I saw.
Which is fine. What I think some of the criticism people was having was like, "Oh, it's the end of the world again." I'm like, well, that's kind of Dragon Age's thing. It's always the end of the world threat. In Origins, it was the Blight, it was the Archdemon and stuff. And with the second one, then that whole shit, the Mages versus Templars thing, finally boiling over, and then Inquisition with the Rift opening and stuff like that. And so. It's not really that's kind of Dragon Age's thing, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel the same. It doesn't look the same. Yay, we got Varric and stuff like that, and it's like okay, cool.
I have no interest in Dragon Age, so that's my opinion. Zero interest.
I mean. I get it, and I'm starting to play Dragon Age, so I'm actually having fun with the first one, even though that game is old.
Keyword, Wildfang. First one.
You said what?
It's a keyword. The first one.
Yeah. First one is pretty fun.
The first one.
Haven't played the second one, so I don't know. Haven't played the third one. I definitely don't know.
First one was the first one. The second one was the first one I ever played.
Did you like it?
I mean, it was okay. I didn't hate it at the time.
A lot of people don't like that one.
I think it was like worse than the first one, I think, or something. I don't know.
Which is, something that I understand. A lot of people don't like.
I couldn't compare it to the first one, basically. So when I played it, it was like, okay, this is fine. But I couldn't like compare it to the first one. I never played it at the time. I played the first one recently because it was on Game Pass, which I'm sure the next one will be. Wait, isn't the next one coming to Game Pass?
I have no idea. All those I'm playing the first one through the fact that I bought it and it's on Game Pass.
I know the first one. I actually played the first one. I'm like, okay, I see.
Wildfang Gus is telling me he definitely needs to go outside.
All right, give me a second.
Take him outside, Spirit.
I got it.
It is not my turn. I mean, I can. If Wildfang, if you want me to take them out, I will just take them out tonight.
I got it. I'm about to go take them out. Just go ahead and continue what you was talking about.
I was literally done. I'll just take them outside. It's okay. You're the host.
I got it. Just bring something up. I don't know anything. You
what?
Talk
That's
about
it.
games.
Basically, we are in charge. Spirit.
Uh,
Anyway, did you watch any of the press conferences that happened, Spirit? Nintendo.
I think I saw the Nintendo one. That's the one that where they had the reveal for that new Zelda game and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the Nintendo one because I really wanted to see that one. I was like, and for some reason, I know it sounds so fucked up. People was literally like, "Oh my god, we're gonna get shit. What was it? Twilight Princess and Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. That's coming to Switch." Nope.
Yeah. As soon as you saw that 2D sprite, their hopes and dreams were dashed.
I know. I was trying not to laugh because, like, I'm not gonna lie though. I actually kind of they should have. I don't know what's taking so long with Wind Waker, but I figured they'll probably just put that on the next like Switch 2 or whatever next gen console and shit they come out with.
I mean, I'd be fine with that. This new Zelda looks interesting though. Could we actually play as Zelda for once in our fucking lives?
Yeah, that I thought was an interesting concept. So I was like, oh, okay, finally, yeah, she doing some work. All right, cool.
Link is the failure, and she's not the one, the damsel. Good.
Whole ass failure.
I mean, this one is. Whatever Link this one is, he's a failure.
Damn,
I don't know which Link
nah,
this
you
is.
just a failure. You just a failure, bro.
Hey, look, I don't know which Link this is. Don't know the timeline of this particular Zelda game. If it's part of the timeline that currently exists.
I
But
think
whichever Link this is has failed.
it's so fucked up though. I think this one is what was that other Zelda game that came out? Not like that just came out, obviously not Tears of the Kingdom, but the one that like literally also looked just like this. I think that's in that same timeline. Was that a Link to Past or whatever?
Link to the Past is old. And when I mean
Oh
old,
shit.
Super Nintendo old. They remade it, I think.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, okay. Because that's the one I think looks damn like literally just like this. This is a whole new joint. Okay.
I just don't know which timeline we're going on. Are we going down the timeline that Link loses to Ganon, or the timeline when he wins with Ganon?
Yeah. That's what actually me and Wildfang was talking about. It was like, all right, so it's the timeline with this one.
The fact that
Because
there's two
didn't
Zelda timelines based on two different outcomes.
didn't shit, what was I just about to ask you? I'm trying to remember which time with Breath of the Wild, that's where it just came back together, right? Like if you look at the Zelda map, how it's split into three or whatever, and then you get down to the very bottom, and then it's Breath of the Wild. That's where like the timelines, like everything just comes back with Breath of the Wild.
Let's say it is, but don't quote me on that.
I'll have to pull up the damn map.
I know, like Majora's Mask that split it?
Yes.
Yeah, I think Majora's was the one that split everything. And then you had like Wind Waker was, I think, the timeline which he wins.
I know. I think that's the one the hero disappeared. Because remember they had to flood Hyrule. Because Link was gone. So I think, or the hero was gone. So I think, because isn't it, Link fails, he wins, and then he's gone, or he's just disappeared. Because wasn't it 3 timelines?
I thought there was only 2. Hold on, let me look this up. The timeline chart. Here we go. Here we go. All right. So I know all the Zelda geeks are like, "Ah!" All right. So you got the original. Okay, so it all starts with there's 3 timelines. It all starts with Ocarina. So you have the child hero, which is Majora's Mask. Let me scroll down. Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, and 4 Adventures. The falling hero, which is A Link to the Past. Woohoo! Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons, Link's Awakening. That might have been the one you were talking about, Link's Awakening.
Yeah, Link's Awakening, yeah.
A Link Between Worlds, Triforce Heroes, and The Legend of Zelda and the Adventures of Link. And then you got the missing hero, which is Wind Waker, Phantom Hourglass, and Spirit Tracks. And
Okay,
Breath
yeah,
of the
the
Wild
DS.
is when every convergence of the timeline. No, sorry, the convergence timeline is, I guess that's Breath of the Wild. It looks like Breath of the Wild, but then it's like because Spirit Tracks connects to Adventure of Link, and the Four Swords connect to Breath of the Wild. But I think this is all like convergence.
Oh,
And then
okay.
Tears of the Kingdom, when arriving in the past, new timelines created called Ancient Hero Timeline. So Ancient Hero Timeline, that would be Tears of the Kingdom, basically.
Okay, makes sense.
Now
All
my
right.
question is, what the fuck is, oh, you know what? I'm stupid. I didn't see it. I keep forgetting that.
What?
You have the ancient battle, and then actually one of my favorite Zelda games, Skyward Sword, is technically like the first one.
Yeah.
You go from Skyward Sword to Minish Cap to the Four Swords, and then Ocarina.
Which
And
has
if
Yeah.
split from there.
Yeah, Ocarina split 3 timelines, and then I guess it all comes back together in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, all of them converge in Breath of the Wild.
We was just trying to figure out what timeline the new Zelda game, like which timeline was that going to be in, or, but since they all converge, so or whichever, because yeah, when does this take place?
That new Zelda game can't be after Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom because that wouldn't make any sense.
It wouldn't. I'm thinking maybe this is the timeline. What timeline is it? Dark Wave or Wild Fang, the one where the hero fails. That's the Wind Waker timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's in that one just
Well, he's
But-
because.
missing. That's the missing hero. The one when
Yeah,
he
the
dies
missing hero.
to pass.
Yeah. So
Okay, so it's probably
a Link Between Worlds link is it's the same as Link to the Past or in that timeline. But Ganon's already dead by a Link Between Worlds. And he's not even the main last boss. It's that other dude who uses the spirit of Ganon. So the first thing you fight is Ganon in the game. And I'm looking at it. I was like, so Link gets to fight Ganon real fast before before he gets trapped in the other world. So that's why I was confused. I'm like, what part of the timeline is this?
I don't know.
yeah.
All we know is this link is a failure, and we get to use what's her name? Zelda.
Which you could have
I'm
been.
sorry. It's just so funny.
I mean, he actually was about to be successful, but then the thing opened up under him.
It's just so funny. It's like, oh nah, my man's a failure. Like, goddamn.
I mean, he did fail.
I
He got
know.
trapped in some ooze and went underwater.
He was winning.
My
He
goodness.
won. He just got trapped. Like if that thing didn't happen, you know he won.
Oh,
Yeah, he won. But you know what they say, man. It's not over until you actually walk out holding hands with the princess and happy ever after.
But he beat Ganon again.
Yeah, he beat him. That's great. And then he gets trapped, and now she has to find him. Failure.
Eh. Excuse me, I'm fucking dying over here.
Oh, so what?
Get you some water.
I'll have your stuff, Wildfang.
Actually, you already know who's getting all my stuff. You would have to ask her for everything.
Just give me the PC. That's all I ask.
Once again, you would have to ask her for everything.
That's what I'm saying. Give me
She
the
gets
PC.
everything, and then once she gets everything, I advised her already to sell.
Give me the PC.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to ask Spirit.
Who else am I talking to?
Spirit is muted.
Oh, well. Hey, man.
She's doing her business related stuff. But yeah, regardless. One thing, question for you, and I don't know if it's agitating you like how it's agitating me. The amount of Soul games coming out. Am I the only one getting annoyed by that?
Man.
Nope.
It's mainstream, sir.
Dude, I saw from that last joint like 3 or 4 Souls games, and I'm
Well,
like, okay,
if we go by developers, apparently Black Myth Wukong is not a Souls game.
It's
that
not.
is a fucking
It's
bold-faced lie. But
I.
the
It's
reason
not.
why
They
it
say
is
it's more like Devil May Cry.
that is not true. But again, right? The reason why Black Myth is getting kind of a pass is because it was already announced years ago. It already showed stuff off. People have been waiting for it for years. But then we get these other games, and you're like, dog, chill
Because
out.
it's a winning system, sir.
Not every time. You sure about that?
It's a major. It's Elden Ring. This is what happens when you get a popular like game that like changes the industry a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, everyone talks when we talk about look at over the shoulder, right?
Yeah.
Now, were there over the shoulder games before Resident Evil 4? Sure, there was Kill Switch. There was a couple others that was out there, but no one talks about those games because those games meant nothing. They weren't that great. They didn't change anything. And no one copied those games. Resident Evil 4 comes around, and it has its over-the-shoulder action. It's very successful, critically acclaimed, and guess what? Everyone's talking about it, and thus everyone goes to that system, and everyone credits it to Resident Evil 4. It's a system that's worked. You finally we're now to a point where Souls games now are mainstream. I mean, when you have people coming into Elden Ring as their very first Souls game, you have people like Kai Sent streaming it. You have all these fucking new players who has come into this world of Elden Ring because of the mainstream popularity it has. Developers see this and they're like, oh, so this is what players really like. Souls games. Okay, let's scrap what we were working on and make a Souls game. The problem is they don't know why the Souls games were ever successful. Either you have a very select few. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
They're very good. You have some that have done well for themselves. And then you have some that just don't even understand the essence of a Souls game. I do admit it is getting quite like egregious that like everyone's trying to make a Souls game and that's all we're getting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, it's the new it's basically like parry systems now. You know, Sekiro was a game of the year. What happened? Everyone does a parry system now. Even your most action games do parries now. So
I mean, that part is kind of like, okay, I get it. But
no, because even that gets annoying.
It does. Don't get me wrong. It does. But the reason why I give parry systems a pass more than I give being a fucking Souls-like is mainly because parry systems, like some games, just do fine with it, like Ninja Gaiden. Because Ninja Gaiden also has one. Yeah, and it's like, okay, I get it. Cool. That's fine. This is okay.
But see, the thing is, I'm talking about when I say parry, I'm talking about Sekiro parry systems.
Okay, no, that's annoying. That's why I get annoyed.
And that's what we're getting now. Every game, even your most action games, Stellar Blade and all this, we're getting these Sekiro parries, and what happens is because of that, people attribute that to a Souls game when we know it's not. Like Liza P, yes. Stellar Blade, not even close. Is there soul elements? Sure. But is it a Souls game? No. It's literally Nier Automata, but if Nier Automata had a fucking Sekiro parry system.
Yeah, literally. And Nier Automata has its own systems.
Dodging.
Yeah.
and you know,
proper dodging and all this shit.
And who made the dodge bullet time thing more prevalent?
Bayonetta.
Exactly.
Bayonetta.
So it's like, you know, it's how all game developers do. Once they see a new trend, whether it's bullet time dodging, Sekiro parries, open world, gacha, live service, Souls-like or Soulsborne likes, they're going to jump on it. And right now, the biggest thing right now is Elden Ring. And then when you have other games like the Neo series that succeeded, and then you have the success of Lies of P, the success of Elden Ring, and all the Dark Souls games, they're going to lean onto that because they think it's the winning formula.
But there's
a problem. The problem is it gets oversaturated.
I was going to actually say then with that, That totally makes sense. And but then why would we see games that's kind of, like another game that became super popular, very huge, got critically acclaimed, everybody loved it. I have at least not heard a bad thing, maybe a few issues and stuff with this game. But then why won't we see more games that's like Baldur's Gate?
We do.
Because Baldur's Gate isn't for everybody.
It's not.
It's
Souls-like games aren't for everybody.
You're right, but I guarantee you'll have more people try a Souls game than you would Baldur's Gate.
That's true.
That is true.
If you look at Baldur's Gate gameplay, most people are instantly turned off because it looks very boring, slow, and methodical. Just on page, like if you just looked on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a Souls game, if you see someone doing like magic moves and jumping around and all these different builds, and not saying you can't do builds in Baldur's Gate, but the fact that you have control over what you're doing is going to push any of those type of action RPGs over a tactical RPG or anything of that nature, just because even a turn-based game will get more appeal than what Baldur's Gate. But you're doing the whole map thing, and it's to a lot of people it looks very boring. So you're not going to get a lot of that. Now you might, considering it won Game of the Year.
Yeah,
we just haven't seen nothing yet.
Yeah, not on their level, but there are other games just like it.
There are other games like it, but see, Baldur's Gate isn't mainstream yet.
Yeah,
Elden Ring itself became mainstream. How? I don't fucking know. Maybe because of Sekiro winning Game of the Year.
Yeah.
I don't know where it became mainstream, because before now, Souls games weren't mainstream.
Probably blame social media with that, because if you look, like if I'm on social media like Instagram or Facebook, again, I don't play Souls-like games. I can't. But it's all on social media. It's a bunch of streams, bunch of memes, GIFs. It's literally all over social media. So seeing it there, people are like, what the hell is this? And this dude just walking around here beating this chick with long red hair and a helmet, and he's literally just wearing a toga or some drawers. What is this game? No, dead ass. There's somebody I saw that. Yeah, I kid you not. Or like, oh, what's this person with this big ass hammer? Or this whatever, or all this other type of stuff, and then people will look it up. They're like, "Oh shit, let me give it a try." It's literally all over social media. Granted, not saying that games like Baldur's Gate, that shit was funny, and also nasty. But yeah, I think that social media definitely played a huge part in why it came mainstream.
I just wonder, and I don't disagree with you. It's just funny to me that something like Dark Souls 3, when most social media was still a thing, got nothing.
Even though it was still highly, rated and all that shit.
Highly rated. Now, it wasn't nominated for Game of the Year that year. But, a part of it has to be Sekiro. No, it wasn't, I don't think. Not Game of the Year. 2017.
Did they have a Game of the Year award that day?
I want to say they did. Yeah, because Bloodborne lost, remember? 2 years before. It lost to fucking Witcher 3. Which is baffling to me that, Bloodborne was up there competing with Witcher 3. There was no other options.
Yeah.
Bloodborne lost. Dark Souls 3 come around. No Game of the Year nomination, at least from what I remember. No mainstream hype. Still kind of under the radar. Here comes Sekiro. The only thing in Sekiro is with Resident Evil 2 Remake. It beat that. That wins Game of the Year. Here comes Elden Ring. Instant fire. Instantly. Now, maybe because, Horizon.
Hey, yo, hold fast. Are you sure Dark Souls 3 came out in 2017?
Was it 17 or 16?
It was 16.
When did Bloodborne? The year off.
Yeah, because that year, Game of the Year joints were Horizon Zero Dawn, Persona 5.
Oh, Breath of the Wild.
Mario Odyssey, and PUBG, which PUBG shouldn't even have been in remote contention.
I don't know why the fuck that was up there.
Okay, so 2016. Well, 2016 Game of the Year. I don't think Game Awards. Was it
2016 Game of the Year? What the fuck?
Yeah, it wasn't nominated. I don't think.
No, I clicked on the wrong thing. 2016 game of the year was Overwatch, Doom, Inside, Titanfall 2, and Uncharted, which does not make any
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Dark Souls 3 was in Overwatch 1 that year.
Which
I think
Overwatch
Dark Souls
never
3
should have been
was-
game of the year. Dark Souls 3 was part of the best role playing game, which is like, really, really.
Yeah.
Best fighting game was Street Fighter 5, but that
That's
didn't
the
age
only
well.
thing Dark Souls 3 was nominated for the entirety of the Game Awards.
People were pissed, most likely.
I mean, Titanfall 2 was up there, so I was balanced.
All right. But yeah. For me though, when it comes to these Souls likes, and I understand that sometimes you got to make the money, but there are two problems with it. One, if you do it and you fuck it up, you're going to be a laughing stock for a while. No one's going to trust you. Lords of the Fallen. Come on. Lords of the Fallen it's good looking and they updated it and everything, but its first impressions for me, it wasn't it. It was a boring, or it got boring about halfway through the game, and I glitched it and I did not care and beat the game. But on the second thing, doing a Souls game, you have to do something to speak to the game, or have something in the game that would speak to people to make your game unique. Neo is okay simply because it had the weapons that it did. They added more weapons, and they have multiple fighting styles between all the weapons. They created something. You have your dodge, you have everything. You have multiple different builds that you can do. Dark Wave can attest to this because he has about 1 million characters on both games. If you don't do your game right, you're just creating a game, and again, you're laughing stock and you look bad every time. And it's like, bro, chill. You don't need to make a Souls game. We got like 1 million of them now. Now you're gonna make the genre fucking annoying, and then everyone's only gonna. You know what? If I was from software, I'd be like, okay, cool. Give us ideas. And every time you make a game, we're gonna take your idea and make it better.
I mean, it's what happens, man.
Like you said, cash grab.
They see it as the winning formula.
Yeah, it's the winning
Because
formula.
From Software has done so well. I mean, everything they've done has been gold.
Except for Dark Souls 2.
I mean, Dark Souls 2 compared to other Souls games, it is gold.
I know, I'm just joking.
I mean, Armor Core 6, gold. Dark Souls 3, gold. Elden Ring, generational. Sekiro, gold.
Yeah.
Demon Souls
Literally.
Remake, probably still the best looking PS5 game to date. Demon Souls Remake.
That is true.
Now, yes,
yeah.
that wasn't made by From Software. Technically, it was Bluepoint who remade it, but it's still From Software's game. So
Hey,
as
I
far as
did
I'm
Bluepoint.
concerned,
Bluepoint, if I hired Bluepoint, they'd be remaking all of my older
so as far as I'm concerned, still From Software. So it's like, you know, after what 15 years of doing this shit, 2009 up to now,
Mhm.
I'm surprised. You would think you would think it. Why didn't this happen sooner? But I guess with Sekiro winning Game of the Year and Elden Ring being as generational as it is, now everyone wants to hop on the Soulsborne.
Yeah.
The sad
why I
thing
said
is,
it's been
the sad thing is, their games aren't even better than Dark Souls 2.
Which is the worst in the franchise.
Yes. So it's like, I would rather play a 30 FPS Bloodborne than half of them.
Bloodborne is
That's
better
it.
than Dark Souls 2. That's amazing, even sadder.
Hmm?
Bloodborne is definitely better than Dark Souls 2.
Of course. Easily.
Easily.
I mean, Bloodborne to most is, listen, it may not be technically better than Elden Ring, but people still prefer Bloodborne over Elden Ring.
I get it, and I understand.
Bloodborne's my favorite of the three. Of all the Soulsborne, Bloodborne's my favorite, technically.
Theoretically, for me, if Elden Ring didn't come out, it was always going to be Sekiro. Sekiro was always going to be my favorite because it has everything from the previous games before it, and a very excellent parry system. And I like the fact that the game genuinely is like, if you don't master me, when you get to the last boss, you're gonna die. That's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. If you get to the true last boss or the bad last boss, and you're not master of any of the mechanics, they're going to beat the shit out of you, and I'm going to laugh. Again, that's what the game says to you. But like I said, man, it's just if people keep doing this, and then they come up with crap after crap, it almost devalues the product. Something fierce. Like I just don't want to see another game go, oh, we have a stamina bar, we have this, we have that, we have that. I'm like, oh my god, chill. The amount of Souls games we saw at that last press conference was just nuts.
I mean, it's happening, man. It's just what it is, and I won't be buying them all. I'll try what I can, but you know,
I'm not buying all of them. And I believe, what did he say in the Incredibles? He said, if everyone's super, no one is. And I'm like, yo, if everyone makes a Souls game, none of these games would be fucking special anymore. From software,
just
though.
give Miyazaki. I mean, that just gives Miyazaki maybe an effort to maybe make something completely out of Soul. I mean, he already did with Armored Core.
Yeah, but Armored Core already existed. It's an existing franchise.
Yeah, and it was but I mean, it's not. It was never a Souls, and the last Armored Core game was not that good. And he proved that with time. Now they got it going.
Armored Core 5 was
like
a disappointing mess.
So it's like they've proven now, like in today's time, they've proven that they can do more than just Souls games.
Yeah, they've proven it multiple times.
You know, there's rumors that they're working on like a Wizard type game now. I don't fucking know how true that is.
Hey, if they make that game and it's a Wizard type game, I actually may fucks with it.
I mean, it's like a magic game. I don't know how true that leak and rumor is.
You already know a million people's gonna have Harry Potter though. Everyone knows this. There's gonna be Harry Potters and Voldemorts everywhere.
I mean, if it's hey, I mean,
seriously,
that with Elden Rings and stuff now.
I know.
Let's get off the Souls talk. We've talked about Souls enough.
Yeah.
I would like to get back to actually playing Elden Ring before we get off here. I'm not trying to fight anything intensive because then I would not be paying attention.
Steven Seagal had a Super Nintendo game. What did I find? Moving on. Is there anything else in the video game aspect that I wanted to talk about?
I'll just say this: the conferences. I know the Summer Game Fest was shit. I thought Xbox killed it, and I thought Nintendo's. While I wasn't like interested in many of the games, it was still a very good conference.
Yeah, Nintendo does not make bad conferences in the slightest. The reason why Nintendo never makes a bad conference is because they do one thing that every other conference fucks up with, is that they show gameplay the same time. They don't, hey, this is a teaser for this game.
They don't show me a game coming out in 2027.
They don't. They don't.
Show me a game coming out within the next 6 months.
They do. Every time.
Yep.
And if they have to delay it, they literally make the announcement right there and say, sorry, we had to delay it. Nintendo, while they have some of the oldest practices in the book, them being fucking dinosaurs, they also know how to win conferences decisively because they consistently make gameplay the priority of their conferences. Like if I see a new game, that new Zelda game, if it was Xbox or PlayStation making it, we would have just saw a cutscene.
And that would have been coming out next year.
No, they wouldn't have said next year. They just would have said coming in production or something. And we wouldn't know when it's coming out. Coming soon.
Coming soon.
Nintendo literally said when they first announced fucking Metroid Prime 4, they immediately said we had to delay it because we had to get Retro Studios back on board. And Retro Studios is like, oh yeah, nah, we got to remake our baby again. Done. Every other company there, and even the Xbox one, I was like, yo, none of these games are coming out right now. I don't care.
Yeah, pretty much.
I care less.
Tell me, don't show me nothing 2 years from now. Six to 9 months out is acceptable to me.
Yeah, because I don't know if you guys know, but they announced Grand Theft Auto 6, and when is that coming out?
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts is a whole nother situation.
Sorry, that was a bad cough.
Speaking of, one last thing, Final Fantasy, right? Final Fantasy. No.
No what?
No.
What happened with it?
The way Rebirth ended, not to spoil anything.
Oh,
The way
fuck that.
Rebirth,
ending.
yeah, the
Garbage.
way Rebirth ended. Are we really about to wait 6 years for the next game? Is that really what they're about to do? Am I tripping?
It's that it sounds on par with what's going on today. So 6 years, yeah, that sounds about right.
Good luck, boys and girls. I'll be waiting for all of them to come out. And then
You know they're all gonna come out at the same time, bro.
hence why I'm not buying them off.
But yeah, all right. Let's move on. Let's move on to the wrestling portion. We have to talk about some wrestling stuff, guys.
Do we have to?
Yes, we do. First things first. What was the last thing you seen in wrestling, Spirit? We can't hear you, Spirit.
I
Still
think her
can't hear you.
silence is telling
Hello?
you that.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Oh no, I thought. Sorry, I thought first thing was going to be to rest in peace to what you call it, Sika.
Oh yeah,
Anyway.
let's rest in peace to Sika. Let's get a moment of silence, please. Okay, that's over. Unfortunately, we do have losses here. Unfortunately, Roman Reigns lost his father, real one, a legend in the wrestling space, of course. But yeah, from there, there's one thing in wrestling right now that I don't know why, but I'm just realizing this guy, Joe Hendry. What is going on with that guy? Why is he so popular? Why is he so great?
He's a meme.
Then and then he creates his own custom entrances and shit. And I was like, hey yo, that's actually pretty interesting.
I've never seen him wrestle, but from what I've heard, he has interesting ideas. He can get himself over with the crowd because of his ideas and whatnot. But once that bell rings, oh boy, that's what
Right.
I've heard.
Yeah, he had interesting ideas. I didn't watch a match yet. I'm actually waiting. But he did appear on NXT the other day. And
Got
right now,
unceremoniously dropped out in 2 seconds.
yeah, because the whole roster jumped him.
Yes, because he was talking shit.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yes, so far I am liking what WWE is currently doing, what Triple H is currently doing with the TNA roster. It does expand the roster something fierce to use TNA wrestlers and NXT wrestlers together. I feel like that actually would do some good or could bring something interesting to the rosters. Uh-oh. He did the head rub. He did the Colombo head rub. What do you have to say?
I for some reason my eyes got extremely tired.
Okay. You just did the Colombo head rub. That's all I'm saying.
Indicating to wrap this on up.
No,
Mhm. It's okay. It's okay, Dark Wave.
Off Elden Ring.
It's okay, Dark Wave. I'll say it. It's okay. I'll say it.
No,
Okay.
I mean wrestling right now is it's so hard to talk about because for me anyway, because I don't care about Bloodline.
Yeah. They
Which means in turn I don't care about Cody.
Oof.
Which means in turn I don't care about Randy Orton or Kevin Owens.
Wow.
They're all dealing with the bloodline. I have no interest in that. I don't care.
Mhm.
Oof.
Jacob Fatu, he's great. He's wrapped up in this bloodline shit. I'm over it. Solo Sikoa is not believable. And when Roman Reigns come back, then what? Like,
I don't know.
I personally have zero interest in anything bloodline. I could care less. That means entirely I have no interest in SmackDown. Like,
Damn, son.
Like, I mean, Bianca's still a babyface. She ain't turned heel yet. What are we doing? This woman needs to be a heel stat.
Jade Cargill needs to go to NXT stat.
The
After
tag
what?
team
She's
champion
not.
on SmackDown, I don't even remember. Oh, Grayson Waller and Theory. Who gives a shit?
Now it's oh wait, no, it's still Grayson Waller in theory. On the other
The
hand,
women's champ. Who's the women's champ on SmackDown? Oh, Bailey.
Bailey, yeah.
Won the belt. What has she done? Jack shit. I do not care. If it ain't Drew McIntyre and CM Punk on SmackDown, SmackDown was a nothing show for me. Oh well, but Jacob Fatu debuted.
Yeah, he increased
a
the
great
bloodline's
debut.
numbers.
It was a great debut. He was booked perfectly. Guess what? He's in the bloodline story. So for me, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, he automatically decreased his value because it just didn't make
I don't
any sense.
care anything bloodline.
Yeah,
on
Solo.
Monday Night Raw. The better show. You got Chad Gable and Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Punk and Drew. Rollins is back. Gunther's over there. And EO's gone crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, and Liv Morgan. I mean, Dominic's a better man than me, man.
Is he though?
Well,
Is he?
yes, because I would have folded by now, sir. I mean, let's be real. This is an R-rated podcast. I'm gonna say it. You can edit this out if you. Oh, we're live. No edit. There's no editing here, folks. I'm gonna say
Don't
this now.
say anything stupid. I will kill you.
So Dominic is with Rhea Ripley, right? Storyline wise, right?
Yeah.
He was bullied into the Judgment Day, right? So
Yeah.
that would tell me that he's not wearing the pants in said relationship. That
was very
means
obvious.
Dominic Mysterio gets fucking pegged by Rhea Ripley.
What
And
the
then
hell?
Liv Morgan. Submissive Liv Morgan. If I was in Dominic's shoes, man, I'd be tired of getting pegged and want to assert my dominance for once in my fucking life. I'd have folded by now, man. Okay? But maybe he's too used to getting pegged, man. I don't know.
This is where we need Mr. Galactic sometimes. He just, he be able to.
Listen, man. Listen, it's either one or two things, man. He's either getting pegged or Amazon style. There's no other options for Dominic in the Rhea Ripley relationship, all right? There's no other options here.
I'd say Amazon style. I'm not going to say pegged because I don't want to get fucked up on this podcast.
What? It's the truth.
Who would fuck you up?
I'm just being funny.
Rhea Ripley. She's wearing the pants in that relationship. He's getting pegged. He ain't doing the catch. Listen, listen, man. He ain't pitching in that one, all right?
Spirit,
Even when he gets inside, man, she's on top. Mommy's on top, right? Look at the gimmick.
You're stupid.
Okay, she's definitely topping.
I mean, Amazon style's a thing, man. I mean, death by snoo. Did we not learn anything from Futurama?
Yeah, I would have.
You think that? Listen, man. Do you think this man is giving her back shots? Absolutely not. Meanwhile, you have Liv Morgan over here, man. She's like, "Hey, Dom, look, man. I know. Listen, I know how it is. You know, you being the submissive one over there. Now you can come with me and be submissive. If I was Dom, I would have folded, man. Folded right then. When she gave the motel room key, man, I'd have been there before she was. Spread eagle, ready to go, man.
Spread eagle. Wait a minute.
My
Why?
God.
You would have on the bed with. All right, bro. I'm done. The
fool said,
there are no more questions on
Oh
that one.
my God. This fool said, motherfucking spread eagle.
I had to wait a minute on that one. I was like, wait a
Oh
minute.
my God.
Wait
Oh
a
my
minute.
God. I
That's,
cannot.
Ew.
Oh my God.
I mean, come
Bruh.
on, man. You see how more interesting Monday Night Raw is? I mean, compared to SmackDown with the family drama on SmackDown, man, we got fucking all types of shit happening on Monday Night Raw, like the old days. Look at that. And then we got Seth Rollins back. Yeah, great.
Yeah, who's automatically in the championship match?
I mean, he didn't ask for it, Damian Priest gave it to him. So
After he
the
taunted
champion
him.
challenged the challenger.
After he taunted him to challenge him.
No, he didn't. He said he was
He
going to go for Money
technically
in the
baited
Bank.
him to challenge him, bro.
No, he didn't.
Yes,
he
he
said he was going to
did.
go for Money in the Bank.
All
And
right.
Priest came and said, forget about the ladders, forget about the briefcase.
Okay. You
That
don't
was
remember what
Damian
he
Priest
said before
challenging
then?
Raw.
He was like, I was a fighter. Are you a fighter? Blah 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 blah. He essentially
Sure.
baited the man into giving him a title match.
But his whole purpose for coming out there was to give a shot to Rollins anyway.
Yeah, it's whatever.
That was his whole purpose for coming out there. Because Seth Rollins, like, I'm going to compete. I'm going to get the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Hey man, Judgment Day, the best thing in WWE right now, man. Well,
Is it?
Liv Morgan, but
I was about to say, Liv Morgan is doing.
Outside of Punk and Drew.
Yeah, Drew and Punk. And as I was saying to Galactic, I was like, they do not require a belt.
No, they don't. Not yet.
It's
no.
not required.
Not now, not ever. At least
just,
not in this current moment not in this iteration of this feud. Do they need any belt at any point in this current feud? Maybe if they feud down the line, if Punk is a heel or something, then maybe. But right now, no.
Yeah, they just need to fight. And right now, what happened? CM Punk is the greatest troll of all time. He is the greatest troll of all time. I even showed Spirit when that man did the 2 count. When he ran to the ring at mock speeds just to get into the freaking ring and do the 2 count.
That shit was ugly.
Yeah, the camera angle on that one was fucking sexy because you just saw the back of his head. And I was like, that's CM Punk, isn't it? And I was like, yep, it's definitely CM Punk. Sexy. Yeah, and then hit him in the nuts. But yeah, so like I said, it doesn't require. But the main thing I want to talk about right now is the Wyatt Six. How do you guys feel about the Wyatt Six? Uh-oh. Spirit, let's start with you. We'll start with you, Spirit. How do you feel about the Wyatt Six?
I don't like it. I mean, well, all right, to be fair, the entrance and shit like that, yes. But we've seen this several times before where somebody gets a cool entrance, badass entrance, all that type of stuff, and then 4 or 5 months later, then they're just literally jobbers or some shit or constantly losing. But I asked me this question again after they had some matches, after some shit's happened, so a feud or something is going, because I can't go anything just from the entrance while it looked cool or whatever. But I also just have mixed feelings just only because I was really a big Bray Wyatt fan. So I really kind of don't know. Like, I understand if them wanted to continue it, but then I'm kind of like, I wouldn't. But at the same time, if that's like his brother and also ex-teammates that's there, then yeah, maybe they wanted to do this for remembrance for him. But that's my opinion. Ask me down the line if hopefully they're not just straight losing.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm more on Spirit side with this one. The first 2 segments with the interview with Bo and Uncle Howdy and these so-called murders on Monday Night Raw, more so the interview, I thought were great. But as far as that is concerned, I really have no honest opinion because I can't give one until we actually see where everything is going. So.
For me, while the entrance and their coming there was great, I love the fact that Nikki Cross is back and she's not Nikki ASH no more. I just love that, and she's in this group. Because I could tell Nikki from her body typing. It's the weirdest shit I've seen. I was like, that's clearly Nikki Cross crawling on the floor. How do I know? I don't know. I was like, that's Nikki Cross clearly though. But yeah. For me, while the entrance is great, they did the same thing with Bray Wyatt, if you guys can recall. When he came in, he fucking talked up good and did everything great, and then they shit on him. He barely won any matches. He talked a lot of, not even trash, but he just talked a lot. He said what he said, and yeah. we got what
Yeah.
we got. But
Yeah, that's what I said. We've seen this before, where cool ass entrance, but then months later, just eating some L's.
Yeah, a lot of them, and especially Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns. There we go. I said range. Like I said, out on the range.
Actually,
Roman
don't summon
Reigns.
me. Shit, hold on.
But yeah, I do agree with you guys a little bit, but also at the same time, I'm like, I can't wait to see what they do. I just hope and pray to God that they do not fuck up their first match, because that tape interview was actually pretty entertaining, and I believe they're going after Chad Gable and the Creed brothers. Honestly, I wouldn't have the Creed brothers enter that feud because it's going to look weird because the Creed brothers just got there and they haven't won the match yet. And I would, to be quite honest, I would build a tag team division around the Creed brothers because they're
Are
fucking
we
amazing.
bringing in the Wyatt Six as heels or
They
babyface?
did. I don't know, but they're going after Chad Gable. We already know this.
Well, I'm hoping it's more into reality. Sure, they can have
Yes.
little puppets
Yes.
and stuff.
Yes. I was also going
I
to
don't
say
want
that
to see
too.
no fucking Imperious the Pain. I don't want to see that shit.
Yeah. The one thing that I even said this to Galactic one time. I was like, if they do a few things, if they chill with the supernatural aspect, if they,
Oh, it's too late for that.
I mean, that wasn't really supernatural.
I literally joked and said when they had that segment and stuff where people was beat up in the back that it literally all they was missing just for it to look like a Halloween haunted mansion or whatever like that was literally somebody just running around with a chainsaw.
Yeah. Wait, what? Okay. Yeah. Let's not have that happen again. Let's actually just make them realistic. We're not gonna have, let's not have another The Fiends again. Let's just have, like, I like The Fiend, but at the same
Keep
time
him
I
away
was
from
like, The
Steph
Fiend-
Rollins, man.
Huh? Yeah, no. Let's not have another Red Hell in a Cell with fucking
Licorice rope.
licorice ropes and fucking
Sort of.
disqualification. You know, if they do that shit again for the third time, everyone's gonna look at Triple H like he's retarded. And I'm sorry for saying that. Like, Triple H, you were in a couple Hell in the Cell matches. We both know that there's no disqualification for Hell in the Cell matches.
Hey, man, listen, man. Just keep them away from Seth Rollins, all right, man?
And Goldberg.
Oh, no, that's the end game. Uncle Howdy Goldberg. Gotta get the revenge match. Goldberg goes over 2 minutes. Squat.
No.
I'm leaving.
If Goldberg wins, Goldberg can't.
Uncle Howdy.
I'm leaving.
Officers, Abigail, no. Spare. Oh, my God.
I am literally leaving. I would literally ask the aliens to come pick me up.
Okay. And lastly, I do want to see Gunther not lose at SummerSlam. I'm pretty positive he's going to beat Damian Priest, which would make more sense.
You think Damian's going to win against Rollins?
Yeah. Unless they really want to call him a transitional champion, then
Not
yeah.
transitional. It's been, what, 3 months?
Yeah. That is
I'm just
not
happy
a
to
long
listen,
title
man.
reign.
Fast, not everyone needs 6 months of champion.
I know, but the fact that the one thing that's actually starting to bug me on television is when you devalue a championship, like when Roman Reigns did to Seth Rollins' belt, or if anybody says you're just a transitional champion, I don't like that. That actually fucking bugs me.
I mean, I think
It's
Rollins
like-
might lose as well, but
Yeah, but like when Drew McIntyre called him a transitional champion, it kind of deflated the air. I don't care if Damian Priest came back with some hot ass fire comebacks. It's like you're deflating your champion's balloon. Don't do that. Don't be like, this is a secondary belt. This is a secondary. You're a secondary champion. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm sorry. That's one of the things I'm just like, maybe avoid that. Maybe talk normal about the person, not the belt or the championship. But
No.
anywho, did anybody else have anything they want to talk about before we cut this off?
no.
Phrase of the day. Spread eagle.
That's not spread eagle. That is not spread eagle, sir. That's not spread eagle. Do
Oh
you
my
I mean,
know?
God.
you really want me to be spreading on the podcast, man?
I have to say, sir, it's not like he could just what?
I mean,
Shit, Riley would get canceled.
I mean,
This man wants us to just want me to go just get us canceled and done.
I'll handle it. I'll handle it.
I have to do a hell of a lot of PR work.
Nah, PR work wouldn't help.
Oh no, it would not.
I'd be banned, canceled, finished.
Hold up a second. Oh my God.
But I got nothing else as far as wrestling.
Same.
Same here.
And there's nothing to talk about with AEW. They're just AEW.
Yeah, AEW just has that one issue of.
Oh my God.
There we go.
Oh,
Yeah, there we go.
on that note, goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye. I can't.
Word of the day, guys.